Hello and welcome to Celtic Roots Radio, coming to you today from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Celtic, folk, folk rock, Appalachian, bluegrass, Scottish, Irish, Breton, Cajun. If it's Celtic or roots music you like, you'll find it here on Celtic Roots Radio.
Felt like you've been cheated. Now comes the mystery, when it's too late for fruit and it's too soon for flowers. I must go when the fog is rising. No time to make new enemies. Yellow will remain when you hear the rain. The football season is over, right before the ashes and dust. The last words be for fools who haven't said enough. Now how are you gonna say it? What are you gonna leave? When it all comes down to will your famous last words be? Get that old swan costume ready, 'cause I'm just so bored with it all. And every damn fool thing you do in life you pay for. And my death waits among the flowers, where those blackest shadows fall. That's where I might find just a perfect line. When the comedy's finished, when you hear that knock at the door, when you give all your possessions for a moment more, when you cross over the river and sit in the shade of the trees, when the picture gets soft and dusty, will your famous last words be? Will your famous last words be? When football season is over, right before the ashes and dust, will last words be for fools who haven't said enough? How are you going to say it? How's it going to go? When that bell is ringing, I just gotta know. We could ride it on the back of the matches, we could carve it in that big old tree. When we all fall down, what will your famous last words be? What will your famous last words be? What will your famous last words be? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What will your famous last words be?
What about yous? Yous alright? Here we are on our Celtic Roots Radio show. I'm Raymond McCullough in Belfast, with some more great new Celtic songs and tunes, and a wee bit of crack from myself. I started the show off with a great song, Famous Last Words, from Captain Tractor in Alberta, Canada. And with more great music to come. And our show this week is sponsored by my new non-fiction book from Precious Oil Publications, Oh What Rapture? Is a secret rapture going to spare believers from the tribulation to come? If you thought believers were soon going to be lifted out of a worsening world situation, be prepared to meet an exciting challenge head on. You can buy the paperback edition from Amazon stores worldwide, or get the Kindle edition now for the cost of a cup of coffee. More info on the website preciousOil.com. Please check out our Celtic Roots Cafe community, where you'll find information about our artists and bands, music videos, photos, forum posts and a blog. Just click the cafe button on our main website, CelticRootsRadio.com. And if you like the crack on our shows, you can read it again at your leisure on our Celtic Roots Crack blog. Find it on the podcast page at CelticRootsRadio.com. And now you can also read it on Mark Gunn's Celtic Music magazine. We've had some more comments on the show. Stephen Conroy from South Florida, USA, contacted our Facebook page. Hey Raymond, I just listened to your latest show. As usual, you did another excellent job. One of the things I really like about your shows is that you play music I won't hear anywhere else, including avoiding playing the same things again. Your fan in South Florida, Stephen. Brian Wynn from Atlanta, Georgia, USA, also messaged our Facebook page. Raymond, love the show and the web page as well. Keep up the good work. And John J. Ronald from Sugarland, Texas, sent a lengthy email entitled Enjoy the Podcast and Live 365 station as well. Dear Raymond, just writing to let you know how much I enjoy the podcast. More recently, I discovered the Live 365 channel on my iPhone. It helps to pass the time as I work quietly on database cleanup projects at the local library where I work here in Southeast Texas. You have quite an eclectic range of music on offer. My family heritage is mainly Scottish. I'm leaving out some of the detail here. Read the full email on our website. Keep up the great job with the music and the amusing anecdotes from everyday life in Northern Ireland, past and present, that you choose to share with us. It's always appreciated. Well, thanks to Stephen, Brian and John. It's great that you're all enjoying the show. Keep on listening. And as John says, once you've downloaded all our podcast shows, you can still tune in to our 24/7 station on Live 365 for even more music, crack from myself, and shows from Mark Gunn and others. Find it on our radio page at CelticRootsRadio.com. Please keep in touch with us through email, Facebook message, Twitter, or our cafe site. We've currently 72 ratings on the US iTunes store, with lots of reviews there, and in several other countries. But we always appreciate a new review of the show. Drop us a wee email to let us know in case we miss it. While you're on iTunes, just enter Raymond McCullough into the search box to find all of our other podcasts. This is Kenneth and Angus MacKenzie from Nova Scotia, Canada, with a tune called Donald and Gordon.
Whigs awa, you're just a pack of traitor loons, you'll do any good at all. Our thistles flourished fresh and fair, and bonny bloomed our roses, but Whigs came like a frost in June, and withered all our posies. Awa, Whigs awa, awa, Whigs awa, you're just a pack of traitor loons, you'll do any good at all. Our ancient croons fallen in the dust, he'll blend them with the Stuart, and write their names in his black book with the way the Whigs that put it. Awa, Whigs awa, awa, Whigs awa, you're just a pack of traitor loons, you'll do any good at all. Our sad decay in church and state surpasses my describing. The Whigs came o'er us like a curse, and now we're done with thriving. Awa, Whigs awa, awa, Whigs awa, you're just a pack of traitor loons, you'll do any good at all. Convention slang has ta'en him up, but may we say him walking could help the day when royal heads are hunted like a markin. Awa, Whigs awa, awa, Whigs awa, you're just a pack of traitor loons, you'll do any good at all. Down the law the Whigs will fall, and set up Salteri, and the craw and the raven and the rocks will flaw, for the woods are in my dairy. Awa, Whigs, awa, Whigs, awa. You're just a pack of traitor loons, you'll do any good at all. Awa, Whigs, awa, Whigs, awa. You're just a pack of traitor loons, you'll do any good at all.
That was a song from Hugh Morrison from Texas, USA, called Awa Whigs Awa. I was helping my daughter and son-in-law to move house recently, and we had a Brazilian helping us whose name was Claude with an R on the end. I was able to remember his name quite easily because it reminded me of someone throwing lumps of turf. Clods. We call this pastime clodding. That reminds me of another local word for turf, scraw. Scraws were used in thatching, which is making a bit of a comeback after nearly dying out as an art. The rafters and battens of a roof to be thatched were first covered in scraws, grass sods complete with the roots, but with the soil mostly removed. This provided the base for the hazel rods that were used to pin down the bundles of thatch on the roof. Nowadays, I believe steel spikes are used as well to secure the bundles of reed thatch. There are not too many thatched cottages anymore in Ireland, north or south. Many of those you would find now would be of fairly recent construction and often used as tourist accommodation. The original thatched cottages of the Irish countryside have mostly rotted and tumbled into ruin by now, while modern tiled or slated dwellings have replaced them. At Grimsport village, where my boat Warrior Maid is moored, there are still two of the original fishermen's cottages, preserved by the local council as a visitor centre for tourists, known as Cockle Row. In the summer months, they hold classical concerts outside at weekends, while inside, you might be fortunate enough to be given a piece of soda bread, freshly baked on a griddle over a traditional turf fire. If you're even more fortunate, you might get butter on it. These cottages are also the landmark I use to line up my boat with the end of the pier. Beyond this line, the water is deep enough for my boat at any stage of the tide, but inside that line I can only approach my mooring at more than half tide. The cottages are also lit up at night, which makes a pretty backdrop to the harbour. And we're listening to two tunes, The Blooming Meadows and The Colliers, from Pìob agus Fidil. That's Gaelic for pipe and fiddle, from Illinois, USA.
I'll be deep in your soul. Street fighters turn their heads away. A Mortal Kombat in 21st century. Kaleidoscopes are dancing out on me. Gonna be the proudest New Year's Day. I'll be the last man standing. I'll be the last man standing. 'Cause I'll be the last man standing. Won't forget about the hopes from the battles we fought in. I'll be the last man standing. I'll be the one to take your bow, steal your crown. What you gonna do when this comes down? The man who would be king. Should have found a little extra strength out right. Could have turned this whole world on its side. May our lives be a choice, not left to fate, be resigned. Where the last man stands, the last man dies.
That was the amazing voice of Franco and the Dreadnought from England, UK, and Last Man Standing. You'll not find too many thatched houses in Belfast now. The original workers' houses in Belfast were built during the Industrial Revolution, when a lot of people moved from the country to the city to work in the linen mills. These brick-built, slate-roofed houses were the bare minimum that mill owners could provide for their workers. Whole areas of Belfast were laid out in matching rows of these terraces, known locally as the back streets. The houses are known as kitchen houses, 2 up, 2 down, meaning 2 bedrooms upstairs, a living room or parlour downstairs, with what was known as a scullery behind, probably with a Belfast sink, leading to a tiny paved yard with an outside toilet or outhouse off of it. Years ago, at the height of the Troubles, I ran my own construction business, rehabbing these old houses under a local authority grant scheme. One of these jobs was a house that had been bricked up during the Troubles because it was in an interface area, and riding between the 2 sides had put whole streets of houses out of use on either side of the peace line. When I began this job, I could only access the house by means of a ladder, climbing in through the first floor upstairs window, because all the downstairs windows and doors were bricked up. These houses would need repaired, a bathroom added, and an extension out the back with a proper kitchen. Some of the work involved removing the roof slates, repointing the chimney, and replacing the original slates on new felt and laths. Every morning I would climb the ladder, then take a good long look around in every direction before beginning work. One morning I spotted 2 other men on the roof just across the peace line from me, but it turned out they were doing the same as me, rehabbing a house on that side, so no problem. There were occasions though when bullets would be fired across the fence, hitting the street outside, or a hunger striker would die, and all the women from the other side would be out banging dustbin lids in protest. On those days, you found some work needing done inside. When the roof was nearly finished, the prospective new owner of the house arrived to see the progress, and seeing as I needed a couple of extra slates, I took him for a wee tour of the empty streets beyond his, next to the peace line. There were no people, the houses occupied only by pigeons, road pickers as they're called locally. It was a very eerie experience, and he was nearly a nervous wreck after that trip, though I did manage to find the slates I needed. And we've just been listening to Dimo Michev from Sofia, Bulgaria, and a tune called Flame.
small, lonely town at the top. Walk of the widow rarely is sung, but the footsteps still sound in the dark. Oh, don't tell me the tale of the shipwreck at sea. I've heard that one time and again. But sing me the song of the women on land. Who knows their story and what of their pain? Oh, we sing of the sailors, tell tales of the sea, shipwrecks and battles and glorious dreams. But there are songs seldom written except in the sand, from the tears of the women who wait on the land. Is there a song seldom written except in the sand, from the tears of the women who wait on the land? Oh, I wonder what it feels like to wait in a storm, to pray that the man of your children returns, to curse the day he set foot on the sea, to set food on the table. There are songs seldom written except in the sand, from the tears of the women who wait on the land. Is there a song seldom written except in the sand, from the tears of the women who wait on the land? Don't tell me the tales of the shipwrecks at sea. I've heard those ones time and again. But sing me the song of the women on land. Who knows their story and what of their pain? Oh, we sing of the sailors, tell tales of the sea, of shipwrecks and battles and glorious dreams. But there are songs seldom written except in the sand, from the tears of the women who wait on the land. Is there a song seldom written except in the sand, from the tears of the women who wait on the land?
That was Mary Knickle, another artist from Nova Scotia, Canada, with Tears of the Women. And this is the beautiful voice of Jenne Lennon from Illinois, USA, and Anam, or Spirit. Take it easy now. Slan.
Lost as I am, I'll never lose you, and hopeless as I am, I still believe.
Well, that's all we have time for on this show. Remember, you can find out more information about the artists and songs played on the show on our website at CelticRootsRadio.com. And if you're an independent artist and you'd like to hear your music played on this show, again, you'll find details on our website. That's CelticRootsRadio.com. Tune in again next week to Celtic Roots Radio. I'm Raymond McCullough, coming to you from Ireland. Slán agus Banagia.